Reference book, passbook, Dompas, stinker. Different names for the same thing. The hated document that determined the life of every black South African for decades. Where they could sleep, live, work, visit, and for how long. The main aim of the pass laws was to control the movement of black South Africans to the cities. The idea was to allow just enough black people into the cities to satisfy labour requirements. Anyone wanting to live and work in a city needed a permit. Without one, it was illegal to stay there for longer than 72 hours. Pass laws denied black South Africans the right of citizenship. They were aliens in their own country. Pass law arrests gave millions of South Africans a criminal record. Criminals for simply not having a valid pass to be in a certain place at a certain time in the country of their birth. Black South Africans were hunted, harassed, fined, imprisoned, and ultimately deported to so-called ethnic homelands. Carrying a pass became a way of life. Having a valid permit, a means of survival. In Johannesburg, anyone who carried a pass would have had to visit the hated pass law office at 80 Albert Street. Here, naked men would have to wait in queues for a medical examination before their passes would be endorsed. Part of this fitness examination was a public inspection of the penis. In the 50s, women were suddenly also required to carry a pass and had to qualify for permits in their own right. They were no longer seen as part of their husband's household. The millions of people arrested for pass law offences passed through special commissioners' courts, presided over by so-called Bantu or native commissioners. The sentences varied from fines to floggings. Usually offenders were endorsed out, meaning they had 72 hours to leave the area. But throughout the time of the pass laws, there was always fierce resistance. It reached a peak in the Defiance campaign of 1952, when people deliberately destroyed their passes, and when a huge protest march of women took place to the Union buildings in Pretoria. In the 60s, it was again an anti-pass law campaign that led to the shooting of 69 people at Sharpeville and 3 at Langa in Cape Town. By the 80s, the arrests were not stopping, but the law was cracking under the strain. It was becoming too expensive to implement a law that people were defying more and more openly. In 1986, P.W. Botha repealed all pass and influx control laws. The tyranny of the Dompas had finally come to an end.